To be a snowboarder, you got to be dedicated. Naturally, you find a love for the sport, and that's what really drives you to do it.
I think the best part about snowboarding is keeping it fresh, and that's the whole essence of it.
I decided to do it because I fell in love with the sport when the first day I started. So just from that, just went overseas each year, coming back to Australia, doing the whole season, going back overseas, just meeting new people and just loving the sport, and just every year I just fall in love with it even more.
For me, it's more than a hobby. It's life for me. It's what I love.
I realised how fun it was to win comps and stuff like that, and just went from there, getting sponsored, and yeah, I just realised that I could actually make a career out of it.
Because serious about being an Australian professional snowboarder, you have to be going overseas every year. You have to be riding at least 8 months of the year to keep up with what else is out there.
I guess you've got to find a way to stay on the snow, work hard. It doesn't matter, take little jobs here and there and kind of build it up.
Work in a kitchen, wash some dishes, do whatever you basically can to do it. I mean, the love is there, you know what I mean? So you do whatever it takes to do it,
Normally I'm just kind of riding for fun and just training and stuff, but this year, because I'm doing school pretty seriously, I'm just only riding competitions pretty much. If you want to go to the Olympic Games or the X Games, or if you just want to get a video part in the McDog film, everybody's different, but I think everybody just wants to take it as far as they can.
If you do it for the passion, not because you want to get paid or anything, because at the end of the day, that's why we do it, is to have a good time.
That next level to go to the States or something super hard, so it is definitely hard to make it big in the States, because that's where the mecca of snowboarding is.
You want to try shine and be as good as the Americans, and try to get over there because you can do it.
This huge movement of young kids about 17, 18 that are really knocking on the door of the older guys, and the older guys are getting scared, so to say, that these young guys are just about to blow up.
The age group is 17 to 21. And in that group, you've got so many riders, solid riders, that just they look up to all our pro riders, they look up to everyone, and they're just like, okay, sweet, well, here's where I am, and here's where I want to be.
There's a lot of kids out there that just ride rails or just ride jumps, you kind of have to just be consistent and keep your head down, man, and don't really listen to anyone and do your own thing and just focus on snowboarding.
Word of mouth is the best thing for any up-and-coming snowboarder. They just let their riding do the speaking. The other riders will pick up on that and then relate that to the people that need to be, doing this stuff.
The key thing we look for is their attitude. We don't want a rider that thinks that they deserve to be sponsored. The whole thing is about collecting sponsors, brands, put stickers on their boards. It's a business relationship, and they need to understand that.
As long as you love what you're doing, it's still, you wouldn't classify it as a job or anything like that. You love what you're doing, as long as you stay in the game, and you're always going to succeed.
Keep practicing and then just get to know everyone in the kind of industry. I think that's the best way to get sponsored. Just be friendly to everyone and then let your riding kind of do the talking.
It really just comes down to all those elements: their attitude, their riding level, their commitment, how hungry they are for it.
Athletes nowadays have to have the entire package. They have to be able to not only snowboard well, but they have to be professional off the snow in every way. Media, to go and do signings, do all that kind of stuff. So it's a kind of new style of athlete now, and it'll be good to see who wins the Gatorade Award this year.
What's exciting about this award is that it's not just about competing. It's about being an ambassador for snowboarding. The way that you compose yourself, throughout the entire event, the way that you relate to people, the way that you relate to the Gen Pop, to Joe Public, it's all very, very important, especially if you want to compete overseas. What this rookie award does is it gives them that opportunity to really show every facet of themselves as a rider.
From Team Burton, Chris
Chris DeCampo won the rookie prize. Such a good snowboarder. I've been snowboarding with him since he was 13 or maybe even 12. So he's killing it and doing really well these days, so stoked to see him win that.
Yeah, well, I was just sitting in class yesterday and I got a call up saying that I had to do this comp because another kid got injured. And yeah, I came up today. I was so stoked that I did because it's one of the biggest comp I've ever kind of been involved in. It's going to help out for me going overseas this year so much. Like, I was thinking of have to get a job as soon as I finish school to pay for it, but now I probably can just relax like until I go overseas.